Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be doing the next two people in the Genshin Impact storyline where we have to like save them. Was that Lumine? That was the Lumine model.
Controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order in Inazuma. The ones actually enforcing the Vision Hunt decree.
Alright, well.
But why would they take action against one of their own?
Because he had a vision?
Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand? Not some goods to be pocketed by greedy samurai.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this.
Emergency provision.
And who are you? One of Kurosawa's gang, no doubt.
What? We just happened to be passing by.
Who is Kurosawa? Or
we heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. Perhaps you can... This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army.
This dude.
They issue emergency provisions to the area, and he's the one responsible for distribution. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. Now, he suddenly refuses to give us anything.
Because he lost
He's
his
keeping
vision.
the provisions for himself. I just know it. We'll starve without them.
Yeah,
No one
considering
seems
the
to
other
care
dementia
about us.
patient.
We used to think Kurosawa was a kind
keeping
man.
for himself.
But he's shown his true colors. He's the same as all the other samurai. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. But why would she ever want us to help someone like him? Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa and
Yes, talk to the samurai who had a vision.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got other matters to attend to. And that's the first bit of truth I've heard all day.
Yeah.
The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun. And that's why they confiscated my...
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunt decree. Why would you be unworthy of...
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details.
Yeah.
All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. But
what?
I don't recall what
What
they
are you
were.
performing, sir?
And it's not just that.
What would a samurai perform?
Unsettling feeling, like someone owes me something.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency
didn't go.
provisions?
Yeah, you probably didn't get the emergency provisions.
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. Which is why I came here in the first place. I was chasing after them when I got held up by these two. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself. If there were any emergency provisions to be had, they would have found them.
Alright, well.
Yes, but we better confirm.
Time to go kick treasure hoarder butt.
Let's go round up those treasure hoarders and see what they have to say. We should be able to follow their tracks. They couldn't have gone too far.
Alright, yeah. Oh crap, I ran out of stamina. I was gonna jump
we really
on them.
outdid ourselves this time.
Yeah, you did.
All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jackpot. I mean, besides
This
that one
same
house.
character model has been used in
You
like,
haven't seen
all of
anything
these.
yet. There'll be a lot more where this came from. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pillage and plunder that will go down in hoarder history.
Sure.
You the man, boss.
Because you're
Seem
not
like
gonna
the
get
treasure
beat up
hoarders
by
we're
us.
after. Let's
Not at all.
Gather! Another test subject.
Their voices are so much different. Another test subject. Yeah, I don't think one of them talk like that.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to do nothing.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you. Kurosawa. Oh, I remember. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our luck. I knew he shouldn't have hit that place.
Yeah, you probably knew you shouldn't have hit every other place, but you still did
Was
it.
it stuffed with food supplies?
Food supplies? You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on opening it myself once we got... But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box...
You've got a deal. Now show us what's in the box.
Huh?
What the...
There's nothing in here but IOUs!
Yeah, a lot of them too. And they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store, a Miss Aoi. We're talking tons of Mora here. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get to the bottom of it. As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross again.
We've seen these character models
Yes,
100 times
of
before. They
course.
will.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs. Does that mean we broke even?
Shut it. Let's just get out of here.
They still stole a lot of other stuff that we're just letting them get away with. Alright, lady.
Welcome to Tsukumomono Groceries. We've got everything you need. Can I... Or perhaps... There's something you want to inquire about?
IOU.
Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it? Perhaps you're here to pay off his debts.
Whoa, whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're just here to learn where they all came from. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money? Did he buy anything super...
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So he bought stuff for the village, and now he's in debt.
So that's how he was getting those emergency provisions. But why did he have to purchase a usual amount?
Yeah.
The prices increased. Couldn't he just...
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful planning.
So he was the one doing this, and yeah, they basically treated him like crap.
So he
Great.
deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa was purchasing all the emergency
Yep.
provisions at his own expense. And no one ever appreciated what he did. They just
Exactly.
complained and held him accountable.
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody cares to think twice. If you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the supplies from the start, then there wouldn't be such a severe backlash now. Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was truly a thankless deed.
So basically, all these
As
people
for
that we're
why he
seeing
chose to
have
spend
just
his own money on emergency
done-
provisions and never tell anyone, I'm still not too clear myself.
So all these people that we're seeing have done things and have done things for the greater good and had their visions taken away, and now they no longer have the ambition to help the good.
If you're still
That's
curious,
awful.
why don't you go
Oh.
ask him yourself?
Fortunately,
I
yeah, he
see.
doesn't remember.
That
He's
reminds me, it seems that his most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have no choice but to
sucks.
sell that sword that is so dear to him.
Sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a very valuable blade. He's carried it for years now. I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from his father, that it was too precious to sell. In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you
You're
ask
an
him about
awful
the sword
person.
yourself? Perhaps it'll even provide you with the answers you're looking. Oh, but before you go, if you would kindly settle today's bill.
What bill?
But we didn't buy...
Information is also a kind of Don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway. Oh, let me think. 2,000 mora should be a fair price.
No, not really.
At least we now know where the emergency provisions are coming
Do
from.
I actually lose 2,000
Plus, we
more?
found out that Kurosawa has a priceless sword in his possession. Let's go talk to Kurosawa
Paimon,
again.
you're getting
and
ahead
see
of
if we
yourself
can-
again. We're not stealing the blade. Alright, Kurosawa.
What are you doing here all by yourself? Where did those other two go?
I presented them with a choice. Either they left or I drew my sword. They left. It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Perhaps I should start using it more often.
No, you were nice
Did you manage
before.
to track down the treasure hoarders?
Yes. You are
That just about
awful.
sums it up.
Or no,
Turns out that you really were
you were
distributing
good boy,
emergency provisions.
but now you
But
are
they were
bad
all
boy.
purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of person I was?
This is
Don't
really
have
sad.
such recollection. Even
Ugh.
after all you've told me.
This
I
is like the
still don't remember
saddest
anything.
like story plot we've had
Why
so
was I
far.
purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself in such a difficult situation?
Because you were a good person.
But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, I could sense that my body was somehow reluctant to do so. This sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. My father ended up catching me in the act and scolded me severely. What did he say? I can't seem to remember that either.
How long have you had your
It would
vision?
seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was taken from me. So many memories gone. Forever. No matter how hard I try to remember, all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed. Before he passed away, he placed the sword in my hands and said to me, "With this sword, you should..."
Hey, if you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hill.
Paimon?
Can you
You're
recognize
an
the
idiot.
words?
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words seem to explain everything now. Taking on seemingly endless debts to make others happy. I guess that must have been my greatest ambition after all.
God.
But what
This
use
is so
of
sad.
virtue and
Oh my god.
justice? I purchased the provisions for those in need.
You guys don't see what I see,
look
but
how
like I'm
things
seeing
ended
four-eyed dude because OBS is open in the background, and I have
The
to use this in
Tenryou
Windows
Commission
mode to
seized
capture
my
it.
vision,
It's awful.
and the very people I was so desperately trying to help refused to understand me.
I look like a spider.
And the irony of all of it is, I somehow still felt sorry when threatening them with my blade.
Because you're a good person.
I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know.
Yet another trouble. When we get
You
the
come
chance,
with us and we
let's
take
speak
you to
Towa
place,
about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems
but I don't have a vision. Like what?
fortunately for us, you don't have a vision.
Yeah, but like
Let's
I
go
can
find the
still
next
manipulate
parcel.
elemental stuff. So am I just like a cold-hearted person?